Okay, I'm going to open box 6 of 67 of a giant bulk lot that I bought. This box is another one that is sealed shut. Don't know what's in it. The last box, similar to this one, was mostly, it's not all classicals and operas in the E condition range. This is what we've got now. Go ahead and get started on this one. Hoping for something a little different this time, but I won't be disappointed if it's the quality of the last box. Got this little swiveling stool that's convenient for messing with records. Okay. And this is, looks like 10-inch records. Top one's his master's voice. 30, 40 records in the box. And we'll get started, see what we got. Always got to have the readers. 55-year-old eyes don't get any better. Oh, this first one may be broken. Let's see. Made a strange noise when I picked it up. No, well, it's fine. It's his master's voice. The Tanner Sisters with Orchestra, Rosie Apples, and Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? Okay. Most of these I will not take out of the sleeve. I just thought I heard it. Thought I heard something on that one. Turned out to be fine. Still doesn't sound right. Let me have a look at that again. It is cracked. Huh. Well, probably will not keep this one. It's a real thin hairline crack. It's not any pieces missing. It might be able to be fixed. I don't know if it's worth the trouble. Columbia Dramatic Players in the BBC Choir with Orchestra, The Village Blacksmith, Descriptive Ballad, and same thing on both sides. Interesting. These may all be English. Columbia, Jimmy Leach and his new Organolians, Teresa, and I May Be Wrong. Leeds Music Limited. This is going to be a label that I've not. No, yeah, no, it's a Parlophone. It just had a sticker on the back of it. Parlophone, the Littleton Passio Band, Mademoiselle Josephine, and Muskrat Ramble by the Littleton Passio Band. And there's the sticker it's got on it. James Ashman's Jazz Center, St. Martin's Lane, London. Interesting. Columbia, made in England, Magic Notes, xylophone, saxophone, and trumpet. Not going to try to read this. It looks like it's, looks German or maybe Dutch. One side is English Parade, but the other side I don't know what it says. If you see anything in here you're interested in, I would sell a few of these. Wasn't my goal to sell these when I bought them, but got quite a few. This is a 10-inch LP. The pipes and drums of the first BN, the Liverpool Scottish. 6 songs on each side, it looks like. Something 6 or 7. I'm not going to keep this one. It's going to go in the giveaway, get rid of pile. I don't Don't keep the LPs. His master's voice. Sometimes I want to say His Majesty's voice, but it's His master's voice. John McCormack, Bird Songs at Eventide, and The Little Silver Ring. These records are mostly going to be, so far, VG Plus range, I suppose. His master's voice, John Barbaroli and his orchestra, Berceuse and Preludium. Like before, my pronunciation will be off because I don't know how to read those. Columbia. The California Ramblers. This looks like made in England. The Girlfriend, Foxtrot. And the other side is The Girlfriend, the Blue Room, Foxtrot. His Hotel Astor Orchestra, Frederick. Show both sides of that since it's different singer band on both sides. Brunswick. Danny Kaye, The Little Fiddle. And the other side will be This Little Fiddle. The Little Fiddle. Same thing. His master's voice. Choir of the Temple Church London, The Lord God of Heaven and Earth. And Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. This is going to be in the lower E range, maybe better. His master's voice, Yehudi Menuhin, Minuet in D, featured in the film The Magic Bow, Mozart. Violin with piano. And the other side says Romance, based on a theme by Paganini, featured in the film The Magic Boy. Same person. Yehudi Menuhin. Sure, I butchered that name. Columbia record, made in England. Edgar Coyle. The Vacant Chair, baritone with orchestra. This one's got a crack forming in it, not through. The other side is The Song That Reached My Heart. So far, my breakage percentage on these records have been very, very low, especially considering how much handling they had. Phillips, Frankie Vaughan single with Wally Stott and his orchestra. Other side would be Frankie Vaughan and the Kay Sisters, Gotta Have Something in the Bank, Frank. This one's broken. And it is broken just into the play area. I'll have to make a decision on this one. Sometimes I keep them if they're not horrible until I get a better copy. His master's voice, Paul Robeson, Old Folks at Home, and Poor Old Joe. That record's going to be a E minus, maybe? I'm no expert on grading. Brunswick, Earl Hines, Down Among the Sheltering Palms. Oodle of Noodles by Jimmy Dorsey on the other side. Comes a Regal. Irving Gillette, Rock of Ages. And the other side is There Were 90 and 9. pretty good variety. This one is chipped, broken on the edge. His Master's Voice, Fandangos, Nina de los Pianos, and something. This is regional. And the other side, Belarius, it looks like it's probably in Spanish. Accompanied guitar, something. I give up. Made in England, but there's one side. And there you can see the bad area. Not sure what to make with this one, what to do with it. We'll see. His Master's Voice, Flanzeli Quartet, Instrumental Quartet, number 8 in D major, Mozart. Went to Haarlem, Netherlands one time and saw an organ in the St. Babelkerk that Mozart played when he was young. Lots of history in that city. Here comes another Regal. The Three Harmoniers, Harmonizers with Orchestra, West Wind, and When It's Springtime in the Rockies. Manufactured in London. Regals are fairly old. This one is got a crack forming, not in good condition. Probably hang on to it until I get another copy someday. Brunswick, Jimmy Lunsford and his orchestra. Siesta at the Fiesta on one side. The other side is Flamingo. Jimmy Lunsford and his orchestra. Yeah. No decision to be made on this one. It's trash. Here we have an 8-inch broadcast in the original broadcast sleeve. This one's going to be Elsie Francis Fisher, The Rosary, and Guy Marshall, Until. Just going to have a quick look at it. Good condition, one piece. I expected about 10% breakage on this 4,000 record lot, which would be 400 records broken. And so far I've got maybe 10. And that's out of 6-7 boxes, so not bad. Broadcast 12, The Arcadians, band of H.M. Lifeguards, under the direction of Lieutenant W.J. Gibson. The other side is The Arcadians, same thing, I guess. Looks to be in a record dealer sleeve. Sleeve is in good condition. See how the record is. Record is in good condition. Not sure that I've got a broadcast this size. Next I have just an empty record store sleeve. Moon's the Center of Music, 67 George Street, Plymouth. Records are not exchanged or sent on approval. Repairs by our own mechanics. And then out comes a partial sleeve Vocalion broadcast. Just a piece of a sleeve. Out comes another Moon's the Center of Music. Has an 8-inch broadcast in it. The broadcast is not broken. Does have a hairline crack forming. Harry Bidgood and his broadcasters, the Angelus was ringing. And Harry Butgood again. Might already have a copy of this. Next we have a red Brunswick sleeve. Red and black. Interesting colors. Follow the Stars, Brunswick. And the record is Deanna Durbin in her film That Certain Age, My Own. And the other side is The Maids of Cadiz. Very, very nice E-condition record and an interesting sleeve. It's got a stamp on it. It says Nang Hing and Company, Singapore. Very much a keeper. His Master's Voice, Amelita Galli-Curci and DeLuca Piangi Fanciulla. Single-sided, looks like an engraved back on it. 10-inch. And the back is engraved with His Master's Voice. There's the front. These engravings pop up pretty regular. I'll still love to find them. They're neat. Next is a 10-inch Regal. Fred Douglas with orchestra. Hush-A-Bye My Baby, The Missouri. And Everything is Peaches Down in Georgia. Georgia, well known for its peaches. Columbia, Joseph Locke and Mixed Chorus with orchestra conducted by Wolf Phillips. The Soldier's Dream on one side and While the Angelus Was Ringing on the other side. Popular tune. His Master's Voice, Jussi Björling tenor. None Shall Sleep. It's in Italian with orchestra. I can't. It's translated on here. None Shall Sleep. And the other side is La Mattinata. Gosh, I hate doing this. Probably sound like a country redneck, which kind of am. Next comes a Rex 10-inch. Horace Finch of the Empress Ballroom, Blackpool's ace organist. Finch Favorites #2. Both sides. Pretty good condition record. Probably a Fiji Plus or better. Regal. The Excelsior Quartet with orchestra. Killarney on one side. The Old Rustic Bridge by the Mill on the other side. Regal, the Two Gilberts, Yo Ho Ye Lubbers, and the Jolly Tinker. Somebody put price tags on a lot of these records, right on the grooves. Most of the time I just leave them because I don't want to do any more damage than is necessary. Alright, here's an oddball, RCA Victor. Roy Fox and his orchestra, Miracles Sometimes Happen, recorded in Europe. Other side is Josephine. Wayne King and his orchestra. Capitol, the Decca Record Company, Al Martino, Destiny, No One Can Change, and The Story of Tina. Decca, My Son John by David Whitfield and the Roland Shaw Orchestra, and Unfinished Symphony. leave that to be a more modern deco label. Parlophone, There's a Land by Edith Gregory. And Abide With Me by Edith Gregory. All these will get sleeves. I've got plenty of extra in boxes in the attic, maybe some down here. His Master's Voice, Ann Ziegler and Webster Booth, The Golden Song, and The Flower. Next comes a Decca, Dickie Valentine Endless, and I Could Have Told You. Lots of stickers on this one on both sides. Now comes a Columbia, Johnny Shitchy by Joan Hammond, sung by Joan Hammond, and La Tosca. There's the other side of that one. Columbia, Pianoforte Solo by Percival Mackey, Mercenary Mary, Honey, I'm in Love with You, and Mercenary Mary, I'm Thinking of You. Interesting title. Next comes a blue label Columbia, Juba Wellich, sung in Italian, Ada, Act 1, on both sides. His Master's Voice, Paul Robeson, The Little Pickaninny's Gone to Sleep, and Sonny Boy. English record. Not cleaned up good. It's a little dirty and a little worn. His Master's Voice, Elizabeth Schumann, Lullaby by Brahms. The other side is Ever Softer Grows My Slumber. That's what the translation shows to be. Next is His Master's Voice, John McCormack, Ireland, Mother Ireland. Got a chip outside the play area in the start of the record. And the other side has a chip into the play area. The Rose of Tralee. So this will probably be a junker. His Master's Voice, Enrico Caruso, A Vague Resemblance, in Italian. I can't read the Italian. Other side is got a piece of tape over Enrico Caruso, and then it says Only for You. Record itself is nice. Just think these tape and stickers are annoying. There's a different label, Columbia. I've not seen this particular label before. It's green with raised L, raised B. Eddie Calvert, Trumpet Tango. The Man with a Golden Trumpet. The other side is Zambezi. I don't remember seeing that Columbia label before. Phillips, Gary Miller, I'm Walking Behind You, and Till I Waltz Again with You. I'm Walking Behind You. Creepy. His Master's Voice. Getting close to the bottom of the box. Looks like got about eight or nine more. Jussi Björling, La Mattinata, and None Shall Sleep is the translation on this side. I think we saw this record a few minutes ago. Not sure. Here is a new label, Cinch Record. Billy Williams with orchestral accompaniment, Save a Little One for Me. Okay. And The Collier. Yeah, record's beat. It probably plays okay, but it's not cracked. Or not really scratched that much. It's not bad. Columbia, Magic Notes, organ solo by Patman, Libestrom, and on the same side, number 3, part 1, number 3, part 2. These records are in different kinds of conditions. Most of them are decent, and some are really good. Here is a Decca with a chip out of it, so it's probably gone. Anton Karas, the Harry Lime theme. Taken from the soundtrack of the London film presentation, The Third Man. The Cafe Mozart Waltz. And you can see the chip up there. Hate throwing records away, but if it's no good, it's no good. Here comes an MGM. Made in England. Ava Gardner with Adolf Deutsch and the MGM Studio Orchestra Bill on one side. And Can't Help Loving That Man on the other side. Don't think I've seen an MGM from England. Regal, the Yule Choir, and the Silver Stars Band, The Christmas Waits, Part 1 and Part 2. Looks like I got more than 8 of them, so I've got another 10 left, it looks like. His Master's Voice, California Moon by Dennis Day, and Never on the other side. See the scuffs and all on this record. Bright Light really seems to make him stand out. Here's another MGM from England. Can't Help Loving That Man, Ava Gardner and Bill, the same record twice. His Master's Voice, and this one is cracked. Konstantin Kalinikos, LaDonna, Woman is Fickle. That's what it translates to. The other side, The Loveliest Night of the Year. But it's cracked, so it's probably a goner. It's cracked is right along here. We'll probably play with a pop. New Regal label I've not seen before. Regal Military Band, Chicago Tickle. And the other side is Tipperary Land by the Regal Orchestra. I've not seen that Regal label design before. And it's in an original... It's an original sleeve. Always the most novel and unusual in records. The big sellers. Next comes another Regal. Dancing with Tears in My Eyes. Sweet and Low Duettist with Orchestra. And the other side, Take Along a Little Love. Okay, first I'm going to show you, there's the picture on the sleeve itself by Jeanette MacDonald. There's one side of the Regal record. These records are deceiving. Decca. David Whitfield with Stanley Black and his orchestra. Heartless. And The Book. His Master's Voice. Nightingale's Song by Elizabeth Schumann. And Do Not Be Cruel in German. Yeah, in German with orchestra. I log all these into a spreadsheet, and since I brought these all from one particular person, I have made a separate page for them to keep count. I want to find out exactly how many I have at the end of this ordeal. Decca, Anton Karas, the Cafe Mozart Waltz, and the Harry Lime theme. Once I get them counted, and I just want to know how many I had from this one lot, then I'm going to combine it with the other sheet in the spreadsheet. Benjamino Gigli, Quano Afeminavo, and Maria Marie. A little bit of a chip up here. Barely misses the play area. I'll make a note in the spreadsheet as well if these things have any kind of damage on them. That way I know what I've got. His Master's Voice, Devotion by John McCormack. And the other side is The Sweetest Call, John McCormack. Embassy Record, 10-inch. David Ross, Diana. And the other side is Last Train to San Fernando. I think I've got an Embassy label already. I'm not sure. Not going to bother to look right now. Regal. In an original Regal sleeve. Old Pal, Why Don't You Answer Me by Eric Randolph. And I Passed By Your Window. And there's the sleeve. Okay, this looks like it's going to be single-sided. His Master's Voice, Emilito Gallicuccia, the Wren. Somebody has written on here, recorded 11 June 1918. So these may have belonged to a collector at one time. Embassy, the Tunettes, Little Darlin', and Yes Tonight Josephine by the Tunettes. I'll have to look that one up, see what that is. His Master's Voice on a black label, Perez Prado, Mexicanita, Mambo. And April in Portugal. I remember I have a Spanish speaking fellow asking if I have Spanish language records of any kind. This is a nice one. I'm going to put it back into this sleeve. The sleeve is torn up and it barely came out. Two more. His Master's Voice, Intermezzo, Boston Promenade Orchestra, Song of India. I like to keep these videos under 30 minutes, but these boxes have more in them than I thought. Last record is Regal, Devotion by the Regal Orchestra, and In a Monastery Garden. And like I say, if you see anything in here that you're interested in, I would be open to possibly selling a few of them. I've got too many. You can leave me a comment or you can text me 940-736-8263. Don't call because I won't answer an unknown call, but I will answer a text. Hope you enjoyed this and look forward to seeing you on the next one.